Debbie says, no, please tell us how to build ourselves, our self-love. I think we touched on this subject once before, and the way that we can love anything in life really in real way is first to know what that thing is. I mean, how can we love anything or like anything or love anybody if we don't know about how they're put together? Their likes, dislikes, mentality, the way they think, their values. Their interaction, their energy flow with others. How can we love anyone or anything or anybody if we don't know how they've been put together? What's in their head? And about self-love, it goes in the same way. How can we love ourselves if we really don't know what are our capabilities, what are our weak points, what we are put together, how we are put together, what things are in us, within us, that makes us valuable? So in order to know that, I think we should go back to understand what is the relationship between thought and consciousness, and what makes us think the way we do, and what makes us feel the way we do about things. In that way, then we get to know ourselves for the first time. And perhaps if you notice the relationship between thought and consciousness is in a storage of memories and experiences and knowledge, in which field your thoughts are born from all that knowledge and experience that you've accumulated in your memory. So your consciousness really is you, which is put together through your traditions, your religions, and how you've been raised, and your parents and siblings and teachers, how they behave with you, the laws and bylaws in your customs and traditions where you were raised. All has created your consciousness, which has created you, your center, the way you operate, the lens that you see the world through, and you compare things according to what you have been conditioned to think how things should be. So for that, you need to realize what things are really working for you out of all that stuff that you have in your memory, and realize that often the way you approach life and you interact with life is based on something that is here, but you compare it to something that has been in your memory. So often you don't really see things as they're happening, as they actually are. You see them, you recognize them, then you go into your memory and start thinking about something similar that you have experienced in your memory in the past, and then suddenly you're no longer in connection with what is happening. You're actually thinking about the similar situation in the past, and you're using that information to perceive what is happening here, which means you're looking at things with the eye of the past. When you look at things with the eye of the past, neither you get to know what is really happening in front of you, the actuality of the flow of things, nor would you be able to grow, because you're always using the old information, the old knowledge, and you're trying to import it to the present and have it fit to the present situation, which makes you simply not really able to let yourself grow and to see who you really are becoming. Instead, you always know who you were, and you think who you were is who you are, and with the way you are, you're dealing with the things that are happening, which they're really new, but you're dealing with them with your old you. So the first thing we got to do is to understand how we have come about to have all this information in our psyche, in our consciousness. Second, are we observing things as they're happening, or are we perceiving things according to what we have in our memory and in the past, in our consciousness? In that way, then we'll know if we have a real direct connection with life, or the life that we call it is actually based on the dead experiences and knowledge of the past. So our life will be death of the past. Or we sometimes feel that we should be worried about what's going to be happening, if things will be the way we want it, and we try to reach out and see what's in the works for us in the future, which that is also not happening. It's not in existence, not a reality. So either we are in the past or conjuring up something in the future. And either way, we are never with the present moment, which is the actuality of life and which is the actuality of us. To know ourselves, how we are growing, how we are developing, how we are dealing with things, rather than we always see things according to what experiences we had in the past. Therefore, we only know ourselves as we always used to be, not as what we are and how we are growing. So perhaps it would be something to start with, and then we get to see who we really are, and perhaps that helps us to understand ourselves more, love ourselves more, and cope with things as they are, rather than they're new, but we are still dealing with them with the eye of the past.